guys, I'm here with Pennie today, formerly evented at the Paris Olympics. Pennie is the joint breeder of Lordships Graffalo, ridden by Ross Cantor. So, firstly, can you tell me about the atmosphere and the experience, what it was like watching eventing at the Olympics?
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Really, really exciting. The crowds go wild every time a horse goes past. They clap halfway through someone's jumping round because they've jumped through a set of fences. They just clap all the time. The French are very loud, the Italians are very loud, and the British kind of follow along behind. But yeah, really amazing experience and really exciting.
Oh yeah, that's amazing. So you must be incredibly proud to be part of the breeding and producing of Lordships Graffalo. So can you tell me a little bit about what him and Ross has achieved together?
So Lordships Graffalo was bred at Lordships Stud at Bristol College, where I used to work 12 years ago now. And he came about because the stallion owner came to visit the college to speak to my students, and he offered the college the opportunity to use his stallion, which is Graffenstones. I offered my mare to the college on loan, and the college covered my mare with Graffenstones, and that's how Lordships Graffalo came about. I really liked the horse when he was born, so I purchased him back from the college, and he was at home with me as a youngster, and then at the age of 3 I sent him to Ross Cantor to break in, because she'd had one of my other horses, Penco's Crown. And from then on he's just gone from strength to strength. His first show, he went out to a Burley Young Event Horse qualifier, and he did very well, although he was very wobbly and green, and he actually came third in that competition and qualified for the final at Burley first time out. And his current owner, Michelle Saul, bought him from me based on that experience. He came to watch him. From then, Roz has had him pretty much all the way through his career, apart from when she was on a maternity leave, and then he actually went for one season to Tom McEwen, who was also in the Olympic team at Paris. So Tom rode him for one season. The rest of the time, Roz has ridden him all the way through from the age of 3. And he is an amazing horse. He's got amazing confidence in Roz, and they've got amazing partnership with each other. Last year, he won Babington Horse Trials, which is one of the biggest 5-star eventing competitions in the world. And then he went on to win the individual gold at the European Championships, and also the team won the gold as well. And then this year, obviously, he's been aiming for the Paris Olympics.
What is his stable name?
Walter.
Walter.
Stay with Walter. He was called Hermes when he was at college, because the college always had themes for their foals, and the students named them. And he was called Hermes after one of the Greek gods. And then when Michelle bought him, her sons decided that they wanted to call him Walter instead, because she'd always had horses with human names. So yeah, that's why he's called Walter.
What about his temperament? What's he like in the stable? And
he's a bit of a fool. He's a bit of a Jack the Lad. He's very confident. He's probably, if he was a child, you'd probably say he had attention deficit syndrome or something like that, because he always likes to do things, to play with things. If you leave a broom outside his stable, he'll pick it up in his teeth and try and sweep the yard with it. When he was a baby and they were out pushing barrows and doing removing manure from the field, he'd try and jump in the barrow and push it over. So yeah, he's a bit of a clown, but when Roz is riding him, he's super quiet, confident. Going into the arena in Paris, some of the horses were kind of like a little bit wary of it because of the noise. He was fine. He's really confident. So, yeah.
And how about yourself, about your background in breeding?
Started by accident, really, believe it or not. A friend of mine that I used to work for as a teenager used to breed show jumpers.
Oh, okay.
They owned the Temple stud, and there were a lot of good show jumpers at that time with the Temple stud prefix. I used to help them with their young horses. They had stallions there, and my first horse that was really a bit small for me to ride, I outgrew her. I ended up putting in foal to one of their stallions. That was the start of my breeding career, and it went from then. And then when I was working at Whittle, obviously they used to have a stud there, and I was heavily involved with that in my teaching, and also my mares used to go there with foals. So I started off breeding for myself, breeding a bigger horse for me to ride from my first pony as she was, and then it just went from there, and I just got addicted to it.
Yeah. So is Lordships Graffalo your biggest achievement?
Absolutely,
All the ones
definitely,
you've bred, yeah.
definitely. Never. I've actually bred 2 horses that went to Badminton, and they were both at Badminton together last year. There was Lordships Graffalo who won it, and his older sister, Penco's Crown Jewel, Jasmine, as her stable name is, and she was 9th. So they were both at the same competition, both ridden by Ross Cantor in the same year, and that was kind of really, really special. So, yeah.
So, us as a country and the equestrian industry are incredibly proud to win the gold at the Paris Olympics. So how did you feel in that moment when the
Unbelievable,
results?
unbelievably proud, not quite believing it happened.
Yeah.
It's always their goal to win gold, but it was actually the first gold that Britain won at the Games.
Yeah.
So really, really special, and it was fairly close. So the last rider to go for Britain, Laura Collett, did have the last fence down, but she had enough points clear to be able to do that and still win the gold. So yeah, fabulous experience.
Right, well, thank you for your time.
No worries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.